They got nukes. They don't give a fuck. What do you expect Iran to do? I mean, listen, I don't know. But if I was in this situation, if I was the head of state of a country that is being fucking bruised and battered by a belligerent attack dog for the largest superpower on the planet, okay, I would very quickly cut as many deals as possible with the other big dog. I'd be like, please give me the Dongfeng missiles. I will do anything for you. I have a 25-year energy contract with you. Give me some Dongfeng missiles. I would like to launch some Dongfeng missiles instantly. I would like to launch maximum amounts of Dongfeng missiles is what I would probably do in that situation. International law collapsed in 2003 with the invasion of Iraq. Biden made a mockery of it from 2023 to 2025, and Trump has torn the mask off in 2025. Exactly. Yeah. Dongfeng missiles in the direction of commercial vessels potentially flying above them, mining the Strait of Hormuz, closing it down. Dongfeng missiles in the direction of oil refineries, but that wouldn't happen because that would also hurt China's interests. Also, there's the other side of this as well. China loves trade maxing, as I've said before, and they would hate for a global disruption of any sort against shipping or, God forbid, energy. That means less trade. That means economic collapse, and that means no trade. And they love trading. If they don't trade, they explode. So obviously, they probably would not be on board with that. But it doesn't even need to get to that point. If you don't want America to fucking blow up your nuclear facilities, put some fucking Chinese military in your country. If you don't want America to blow up your nuclear facilities, put some Russian military in your country. It's kind of that simple. There are Russian civilian nuclear sites in Iran. They were not attacked. It would also be weird, of course, for relatives to kill one another when you got Israeli Russian Air Force pilots throwing missiles in the direction of Russian nuclear scientists down on Iranian soil. That would be really fucked up, but they didn't do that. They didn't do that.
Aware of.
Yeah, I think that's a major concern. You're talking about, the problem is that we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of kilograms of.
Look at this. Oh God, I hate Barack Ravid. I talked with President Trump tonight on the phone, and he touted the tremendous success of the military operation. No other military could have done that, he added. 2 days was within 2 weeks, pointing to his comments on making a decision within 2 weeks for operational security. So he just lied. He just talked about diplomacy, got the European dickheads to talk to Iranian envoys, okay? To talk to Iranian envoys specifically so they could feel like, maybe in 2 weeks we'll do something. Which, by the way, I mean, as I've said before, if a dumb fuck Twitch streamer like myself could figure out that this was happening this weekend, I'm pretty sure the Iranian state is not oblivious. Okay? Just so you know. All this does is show the rest of the world, and maybe the Iranian leadership, that American talks and American ceasefire and American negotiations are meaningless. They just want complete domination. They want death and they want destruction. Let's go back to some more MAGA defending the strikes. Let me ask everyone tonight, after these recent strikes, a country that consistently chants death to America, they got their fucking nose. They're all bots. I swear to God. Bots, all of them. A day before the current war began, the Iranians announced that they had already built and would activate a new uranium enrichment facility separate from its current facilities. Several Iranian officials have also said that they began moving materials from their current sites in March. Unless bombing is accompanied by a new political agreement and inspection regime, it's not really clear the degree to which losing Fordow and Natanz sets back the current nuclear program. The main impediment towards weaponization is that there was no political will. If the Iranian government is still silly enough not to fucking immediately get their hands on nukes, number 3 of the HasanAbi nuclear doctrine, a doctrine for nation building, I don't know what to tell you. Mark Wayne Mullen says we were attacked prior.
Chad talked about the reporter that you visited about earlier, talked about the war powers and how AOC, who really gives a flip what AOC is saying, and some others are talking about impeachment because we should come to Congress first. Underneath Article 2, it has been debated and been put into court multiple times on what exactly the length of war powers have, with the president having to come to Congress before he committed troops. We didn't commit necessarily troops here, but it also goes on to say, according to court rulings, that if we are attacked, the commander-in-chief, not the president of the United States at the time, but now he becomes commander-in-chief, has the authority and the ability to protect Americans home and abroad if we feel threatened or attacked, including our assets. There is no question Iran has threatened us, and there is no question they have attacked us. This is well within the...
What? Hopefully MAGA kids get drafted first? No, that's not how this works. Everybody gets drafted.
The president's authority to be able to do just exactly what he's doing. He's keeping America safe. And by the way, President Trump is the president of peace. He wants peace more than anybody, but at the same time, he believes in peace through strength, and deterrence is the best way to keep peace.
I swear this doctrine has infinite mileage. It's not. It's not that fucking complex. My very apolitical friend just said to me, no one fucks with North Korea. Why do you think that is? Yep, there's a clear message for a lot of global South and Middle Eastern countries tonight, sadly, and it isn't a non-proliferation message. HasanAbi nuclear doctrine. HasanAbi doctrine for nation building. Number 1, develop nukes. Number 2, don't give up the nukes. This is for Ukraine, okay? This is for Ukraine. Don't give up the nukes. Number 3, if a Western superpower claims you have nukes or a WMD, drop everything and immediately obtain nukes. Because if you don't do that, they're going to fuck you. They are going to ass fuck you with a bayonet like they did in Libya to Gaddafi, who did not have nukes, but they said he did. Okay? They're going to assassinate you without any fucking, without any sort of trial whatsoever, like Saddam Hussein. Okay? Doesn't matter if you're a good guy or a bad guy. It doesn't matter. If you're a fucking head of state and America says you have nukes, they're coming for you. You have to get nukes immediately. If you don't get nukes, you're fucked. And yeah, I don't know if this is this HasanAbi doctrine also getting heavily vindicated. If America gets attacked again, we probably deserve it. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything. But also, you know, we are doing a lot of fuck shit. I hope it doesn't happen. But god damn, are we fucking, you know, we are doing our very best. Iran is going to close the Strait of Hormuz? I don't think so. This is CNN's actual program name right now. Why Iran hates America, a Fareed Zakaria special? I don't know. Is he just going to do an accurate assessment of the past fucking 7 to 8 days? Breaking. Israel's attacking southern Lebanon with airstrikes. Israeli raids target the Iqlim al-Tufa region now. Oh my lord. Director for rapid response for Kamala Harris is blaming Muslim voters for Iran. What? Listen, guys, I'm telling you right now, judging by what Iran has said so far, it feels like they're just going to say, oops, you hit us, but it didn't hurt us that bad, and their retaliation will be fairly limited. This doesn't mean that further war is avoided here, because the appetite for further death and destruction and regime change is coming from our side. Okay? They want stability. We want death and destruction and instability. Make no mistake. I mean, I hope I'm right. Best case, they just say, oh, we ate it. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. And then they launch a couple missiles at like empty barracks. But then again, this is a severe violation. A severe violation that could be a wake-up call for the Iranian leadership to say, okay, maybe they just don't have any interest in negotiations. Like, maybe they'll fucking understand it. Who knows? And therefore, we'll actually respond with the most severe response that they could possibly do. And I've already detailed what that would look like: mining the Strait of Hormuz, lobbing ballistic missiles in the direction of every American asset in the region, trying to pull other allies into the conflict to defend Iran. But that is less likely, I think. They have to do this to establish deterrence. If they don't do this, then America is going to do the bombing campaigns again and again and again. And slowly but surely, they're just going to erode the entire leadership structure of Iran. They're going to kill a fuck ton of civilians in the process. And ultimately turn Iran into a failed state. What is this? Mannan Raisi, the Qom city member of the Iranian parliament. Contrary to the statements of the lying U.S. president, the nuclear facilities of Fordow were not seriously damaged. Only the above-ground structures, which can be restored, were destroyed. In addition, everything that could pose a danger to the population was evacuated in advance. Bye-bye. There are no reports of any nuclear emissions. Trump's false claims about the destruction of Fordow are refuted by the fact that the attacks were so superficial that there's not even any fatalities at the facility. But we regard even this U.S. aggression as America's direct entry into the war. Now, Iran will decide how and in what way to respond to the U.S.'s blatant stupidity. Okay, this is exactly what fucking Hakeem Jeffries said about Donald Trump when Donald Trump's administration arrested the staffer of a Democratic representative. Hakeem Jeffries was like, oh, we're going to figure out a way to respond, and it's going to be swift. I'm telling you, Iran, get in on this meme early on, okay? Iran is behaving like the Democrats. Like, this basically corresponds to what I was saying. Trump turns around and says, look, my aggressive military action looked awesome. It is going to make Iran back down because his generals... His generals got in his ear and said, this will be just like Qasem Soleimani. This will be just like Qasem Soleimani. They won't do shit. They can't do shit. Now, of course, this still doesn't mean that the goal is accomplished because the nuke stuff is bullshit. It's not significant. What's actually significant is destabilizing Iran, turning it into a failed state, and then the violence will unfold in spectacular fashion if that were to happen. But I don't know if this will be as severe a response. And the Fox general told them to tell the Iranians don't respond and they will listen because they don't want the smoke. Yeah. Any retaliation by Iran against the United States of America will be met with force far greater than what was witnessed tonight. Thank you, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. That's what he tweeted out. Anti-war, by the way. You say Iran only wants peace and stability. You clearly have no understanding of Iran's goals. Iran wants to close the Strait of Hormuz, remove the Gulf states, and implement control of the Persian Gulf and all the oil. They have said this repeatedly. Okay, dude. Well, I want Chinese-style democratic centralization, okay? That's what I want. I want high-speed rail. Am I getting it? No. So shut the fuck up. What Iran wants and what Iran is capable of doing are entirely different things. Also, you just made that shit up anyway. The fuck do you mean? Oh, Iran wants to actually nuke Washington, D.C. Okay, cool. I guess we should listen to that guy. Remember this? I mean, yeah, they're all fucking liars and hypocrites. Tulsi Gabbard, a vote for Kamala Harris, a vote for Dick Cheney, and is a vote for war. More war, like World War III and nuclear war. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote for a man who wants to end wars, not start them. I'm told by experts that the underground tunnel in Isfahan is much harder target than Fordow, and it is not clear whether the Tomahawks were able to destroy it. There is no way they got in that tunnel. It's deeper than Qom and harder rock. Well-placed source tells Fox. International Atomic Energy Agency inspectors reported multiple times that it was used for storage of UF6. UF6 was one of the large precursor materials to make enriched uranium, but that there was no enrichment going on inside that mountain. But it's important that UF6, uranium hexafluoride, be accounted for and eventually removed. Isfahan is where Iran also manufactured centrifuges. Hossein Shariat Madari is reporting that Hormuz will be closed on TV right now. He's a hardline editor of the Tehran-based Kayhan newspaper appointed by the Supreme Leader Khamenei. Wait, really? If they close the Strait of Hormuz, that's different. What is this? I've said this before. It's easier to topple the regime than to fully dismantle the nuclear program. The reason, much of it is mental capital, knowledge dispersed across thousands of scientists. War can't erase this. Even physically, dismantling Iran's program requires U.S. engagement with certainty of outcome. Without it, America won't risk intervention. Striking Fordo may be symbolic, but it won't ensure finality. Yeah, of course it won't. Like the nuclear program is also built on scientific knowledge, and Iran has exported this expertise to allies across the region. The same applies to his drone program. AIPAC, who funds many Dems, glazes Trump's decision. Of course, AIPAC, Trump's principled decision to dismantle the Iranian nuclear program, which strikes on Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan, is profoundly in America's interest. I'm losing my mind. You voted for this? Wait, I did? You think I voted for Donald Trump? What are you, fucking stupid? Yeah, I'm a huge Trump supporter. By the way, vote for any party. You're voting for this, for the record. You're voting for AIPAC either way, big dog. So technically, you're not wrong. Honestly, whichever way you vote in our duopoly, you are still voting for exactly this. It's just the whichever flavor of this you want. Do you want the gay version or do you want the homophobic version? Still gay, but homophobically gay. Which version of gay fascism do you want? The openly gay one or the homophobic one? Inside of you are two wolves, okay? Within the American duopoly, there are two wolves. Both of them want to nuke Iran. Hi, I'm waiting for another condemn from our Chinese government. Oh my God. Oh my God. Victor Gao about to go on fucking Sky News and hit the condemn so hard. Dude, I'm telling you, just wait. China's going to write another stern letter talking about the importance of international trade, and everyone is going to be like, look out. These guys are the global hegemon of tomorrow. Look out. Look out. China's coming in. They're going to fucking condemn so hard. Just you wait, baby. You won't be expecting this condemnation. This will be so stern. This will be so stern. China literally, I'm telling you, I talked about this yesterday. China hit the nuclear option on trade one time in this process where they just said, okay, you want to do tariffs? We won't sell you the materials that you need for your defense. We own all of them. We have a monopoly on the refinement process. We basically have a monopoly on the procurement process. We won't give them to you. That was the nuclear option for trade. That's the only time that they ever implemented it because Donald Trump was like, we're not going to do trade with China. That's it. They will never do it for anything else. God forbid the American suburbs are not awash with fucking labubus. Okay? God forbid China ever take the stage as a global hegemon in the direction of peace and prosperity. Oh my God. No, the only time they would they would hit the nuclear option as long as America says no more labubus, no more shine. You say no more shine or sheen, however you say it, China will come out and be like, this is unacceptable. Nukes are about to fly. Nukes are about to fly unless you fucking restore global trade right now. We have to trade max. Oh.
New chapter, new page. Let's start again. I think realistically, even if this does end up in the long term having a positive impact on some level, this is a new chapter now, and we have no idea what it entails.
And you also have to think about the years and the millions and hundreds of millions of dollars that the Iranian regime spent on this nuclear program. How much they have staked on this program, even just from a domestic politics standpoint. I mean, this is an incredibly embarrassing moment for the Iranian regime to see these three sites, according to President Trump at least,